Welcome to the True Core Crew podcast, where we discuss everything health and fitness, giving you the tools and tips to not only build, but live your best life, body, mind, and spirit. Thanks for joining us. Happy Friday, everyone. This is the first time joining in and listening or viewing us. My name is Shannon Logan. I'm the owner of TrueCore in Annapolis, Maryland, and I am joined by my wonderful client success manager, Miss Aline Wetzel.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How are you today?
I am spectacular. The weather finally feels not like Satan's waiting room.
Yeah.
It's actually a breeze and not humid. It was beautiful today.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, one of the clients actually suggested that's what the gym felt like a couple weeks ago.
Well, I just got back from vacation in Maine, and there's no humidity in Maine.
Oh, lucky you.
Where we are, because we're really far north in Maine. Mm-hmm. So there's no humidity. And so today, I sat on my front porch in the morning when I do my prayer and meditation time. And I was like, oh, this is like a Maine morning.
Reminiscent of your vacation. I know that's right.
So I didn't walk out my front door and walk into a wall of...
an oven.
Yeah, a wall of humidity as thick as my skull. But yeah. I missed you. It's good to be back.
Yay, welcome home.
Welcome home. But, you know, while I was away in traveling, we take a little bit of gear with us, but again, we drive each year up to Maine. And so car space is limited, but also like it's high retail, right? So you can take, when you have a kid, there's a lot of stuff to take. And so you don't want to be taking up your entire car with like gym gear. So I did a lot of stuff that was body weight while we were gone. And it made me think, there's many of our clients and there's many of our listeners out there that are busy people, but especially moms. There's a lot of women out there that I know that are either like new moms or have toddlers or kids that are not quite in school yet. And they try to get a workout done, you know, and they don't have a full gym at home and they don't have the time to kind of go to a gym. And they're like, well, how can I still work out? I don't have gear. And so the thought came to me, hey, why don't we come up with, 5 most effective movements? And I'll explain why they're the most effective as we go through, that busy moms can do. And I put moms in there because all of them will be important and good for you postpartum. And we'll talk about that as well. Yeah. And then I'll give you some ideas of how to break them up in terms of, do you do reps? Do you do time? What does that all look like? But so this way, if your 2-year-old is having, lunch and you have enough time because they're strapped down, they're not going anywhere, to get some air squats in, to get a quick, my first CrossFit workout was 4 minutes long and it kicked my butt. So you don't need a lot of time to get quality work done.
Correct.
So, and you're a mom and you're slightly busy.
Yeah, not as busy as you, but
you're still busy.
My child is self-sufficient, so she can do all the things for herself. Hey, see, mom's got to go now.
Yeah, my child's at the point where she's self-sufficient in the danger zone.
Yeah, don't do that, Cora. But mom,
don't take your eyes off her.
Mm-hmm.
Or else she'll, I did that yesterday. I was packing up the car and someone left the baby gate open. I won't say who. And I was like, wait, where did she go? And she was 2/3 of her way up our staircase. And our staircase is very steep.
Yes, it is.
So I was like, yep. Well,
and wooden.
Yeah, it's not carpet.
No.
But the first one, and most people might know, just air squatting. Mm-hmm. So squatting is really important for our bodies in general, whether you're a mom or not, because you have to squat in your day-to-day life.
All day long.
On and off the toilet, on and off the couch, in and out of the car.
Yeah.
Our knee joints are actually built to last past 100 years. But a lot of people get knee replacements done around 60, 65. And that is because the way we are squatting throughout our life is wearing that joint down. And when you squat, you probably have heard weight in your heels, but you really need to send your hips back as well. So I'm going to post some guides after this in the chat, not in the chat, but in the comments, I guess is what I'm looking for, regarding how to do these things correctly. But when you send your hips back first, your butt gets turned on, your thighs, in terms of your hamstrings, which is important, get turned on, and then your quads get turned on. Why the knee joint oftentimes will wear out is because people squat in a way that just turns the front of your thigh, your quad on, and it wears out the joint. So as a mom, you're squatting to pick up your child, the dog, the groceries, the diaper bag,
the playpen, whatever it is that you need to carry, the stroller,
all of that stuff. And so making sure that you're squatting correctly to save your knees, but also build strength is going to be important. So hips back first, weight in your heels, keep your chest up if you can. One of the ways I'll do that still is I just bring my hands out in front of me. So if I go to squat, my hands come up like I'm going to block out the sun, and that'll help keep my chest up. And then work on depth. So again, our bodies, if you are a mom, you have a kid that is walking or standing by now, watch how they play. When they squat, they're full depth.
Full depth.
They are ass to grass.
I was going to say that, but I wasn't sure if it was appropriate.
For lack of a better word choice. And meanwhile, they can hang out there for a long time. Like I've watched my daughter play in the sand in a bottom of squat for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, actually, Alibaba, one of our wonderful clients, just posted a picture of her daughter. I think she called it a Masana squat. Is that
Asana squat?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. At the beach. Perfect. Yep. Like no problem. Just hanging out there.
So like we're built to move that way.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, what happens is starting at age 5, we sit in chairs in school for the next 13 years minimum, at least through high school, if not post high school education. And then we go into the workforce where we sit. And so we end up losing a lot of mobility in those joints to do that pattern. We all should be able to squat the way those toddlers can squat.
Really? I can do it holding on to a part of the rig.
There's a 10-minute squat test.
Ooh.
Which is like staying in the bottom of a squat for 10 minutes and see how you feel. Whatever like lights up, like whatever starts to burn, it'll give you insight into where your limitation.
That's how
a lot of people feel their calves and their shins.
It's all connected.
But I digress. So first movement that's excellent for moms because you have to do it all the time and it helps. I'm just going to say it helps you have a nice peach bottom.
Booty.
Yes. Gets the front and the back of your legs. So it's a full lower body, right? Most efficient, best bang for your buck or your time, I should say. And then it'll help your day-to-day life be a little easier. Air squat. If you want to add a playpen to that or a toddler to that, go for it.
Yeah, weighted squats, goblet squats with the baby. Absolutely.
Done deal. And it could be like a rocking motion, right? Down and up.
But it's asleep with the baby.
Good night, little baby. It totally works. What do you have, Allie?
Something good to work on. No equipment needed, necessary are planks.
Planks are great.
You can be on your forearms. Oh, a little blurry there. Or you could be straight out, or you could alternate between the two. No Macarena. No, you can't let go of all the hands. Okay. But yes, it helps stabilize your core. Obviously, that's not something that you're going to just be able to stare and hold for 5 minutes. You can build up to that, of course, but, take rest as needed to maintain and gain strength in that area. But it's something you can easily do while the child is also strapped into the high chair, enjoying lunch. And you're being a good example to the child as well.
Yeah, my daughter's gotten to that point where we'll start to work out. She's usually with me when I work out, and she'll start to squat.
Yes.
And like I was working out yesterday, completely not squatting, not picking up a dumbbell. And she walked over. We have really small dumbbells, like 2 and 3 pounds for accessory work. She walked over and picked up the 3-pounder and started squatting with it.
Yes.
And I was like, if there's nothing more encouraging for me to keep myself healthy, it's that scene that I just witnessed right there.
Absolutely.
But planks are awesome. And so I really like what you said about going from, a forearm plank to like pushing out the hands. So when you do that, you have your forearm. I'll usually go left, right, left, and then I kind of alternate it, because what that'll do is not only get that core, but it'll also get the front side of your chest and the back side of your chest. So you'll get shoulder work involved in that. Now, keeping in mind with that plank, we don't ever want a teepee, right? So we don't want your hips and your butt high in the air. Bring them right and level. But that idea of what you mentioned is awesome, because that forearm to locked out is a really solid movement. And if you just do 5, like try 5 an arm in terms of initiating, starting with your left arm, and then initiating, starting with your right.
Work it, girl.
Do 3.
I have arms like you. I mean, I have muscles in my arms, but the muscles you just showed in your arms, I was like, oh, she been doing planks. Yeah, you see that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you work out? Do you work out?
It's kind of a work hazard. When you own a gym, it kind of.
You mean you need to have muscles? But
like this, I think actually comes from my years of martial art, though. Too.
Oh, that too.
And blocking, But hey, and I'm more impressed with my watch can. I'm just gonna.
I got one of those as well.
Yeah, but I'm a ginger. Okay?
Yes, you are. Yes,
I'm a ginger, so the fact that I have a watch tan makes me happy. All right, so we got air squats, we got planks. You ever heard of a table pull-up before?
I have during COVID. Mm-hmm. But I will let you, the expert, explain that, because that's a little bit above my pay grade. So I want to let you do that.
It's not that complex. It's kind of what it sounds like.
Yes, so I want to make sure that the wording is proper, because
I put this in there because as women and as moms, we're not designed to maintain a ton of upper body strength naturally, especially if we're not actively developing it. That's a really fancy way to say if you don't work on your arms, chest, and back, they're not going to be strong. Your legs are not exactly the same because they kind of carry you around all day long. So they have the weight that you have, when you are pregnant, and your legs actually get stronger because you're carrying around a human being, and everything comes with that. And then postpartum, or just in life, your legs support whatever is up top. So if you're got a baby and a car seat, baby and a playpen, baby and groceries, just life, legs will tend to get more strength work done from a day-to-day life than upper body does. So I like to put in some sort of upper body pull, because as a female, being able to do a strict pull-up puts you in the top 2% in the world, which is kind of crazy. So that's how many women cannot do a pull-up. 98% of women worldwide cannot do one. So if you fall into that, know that you are obviously not alone.
Correct.
And that if you are a female that can do a strict pull-up, props to you, girl, because you be getting it done. And I'm proud of you. Keep it up. But that's a long way to say, how do we get our upper body pull stronger if I don't have gear at home? So a table, a kitchen table, it'll usually have a lip under it. So if you can angle your body, the more parallel you get, the harder it's going to be. So the closer to 90 you are, the easier it's going to be. Start out around 45 degrees, clip your hands under, put those fingers, right on that lip, and then shoulder blades down and back, elbows come through, chest to table, and get that upper body. It looks like a row because that's basically what a pull-up is. Mm-hmm. And as you get stronger, if you need to prop your feet up with a chair, more likely like a diaper bag, more likely like a step stool, so that you become more parallel to make it harder. You saw through COVID too, like a door frame. There's a door behind me. You can do a door frame as well. Just be aware of body weight, because like door frames aren't necessarily built to have a 200-pound person hanging off of them, depending on size, gender, etc. But there you can just put your hands up and pull. That again is going to be much harder. That's why I like the table pull up, because depending on where you put your feet, you can change the angle, make it harder. Again, moms, we're in the kitchen all the time. I feed my daughter 5 times a day, 3 meals, 2 snacks. Every single time it's an event. Every single time it's an event. Cleanup is, there's food everywhere. So like between spoonfuls, actually she feeds herself at this point, but between the dog and her, I'll just do a couple table rows. Table pulls. Get it going.
Absolutely.
And then you can creep up to that 2% of women worldwide that can do a pull-up. What next one do you have, Eileen?
Oh, that's such a joy. The burpees. It's a full body workout. It's not most people's favorite, but it gets the job done in a quick fashion, and you can basically do them anywhere. Anywhere. So basically you just flatten yourself, collapse to the ground, push yourself up, do a little jump, and 20, 25 of them while the kid's eating, you could do while the kids, you could do them anywhere. They're very efficient. And again, you can do them anywhere.
25 of them is pretty
well, you don't have to do them all at once. You can break them up 5, 5, 5s,
So the thing I love about a burpee is it's extremely functional. It's basically how to get on the ground and then get back up. Yeah. Again, if you watch your child move, a young kid under the age of 4 typically really can demonstrate how our bodies are built and wired to move. And so again, as we age, we lose mobility. A lot of us past 60, 65 lose strength, and falling becomes a big risk. We'll have our clients that are past 60 do burpees because it's really important for them from a safety. If you fall, you got to get back up.
Yes.
Right. I don't want you to be that commercial of I've fallen and I can't get up.
No.
But there are with the burpees, like you mentioned, it's full body, right? So we get that whole that push up. Mm-hmm. So we get chest and back. You have to kind of do a squat to get down. There's also a little bit of hamstring, like deadlift or RDL in that. You get your glutes, you get your hamstrings, you get your hips, you get your thighs.
Cardio.
Core has to be involved and come back up as well. But the burpee is also great because you can modify it a ton.
Oh, yeah. You don't necessarily have to jump with every movement. You can step back and step back up into it.
So what you're telling me is that I can step back into a plank.
Oh, yeah.
Lower to a push-up.
Yeah.
Do a knee push-up to get back up.
Yeah.
Kind of do a mountain climber to step my foot in.
Mm-hmm.
And then stand up.
Yeah.
And that would be a burpee.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Why else is a burpee awesome? Because you just did 5 movements in one.
And then don't forget to hop when you get to the top.
Little clap.
Yes.
You can have your kid help you with that.
Yes.
Enthusiastic. All right. Last one for me. I'm going to mention dead bugs. So dead bugs, let me minimize this over here. Dead bugs are extremely important. If you don't know what a dead bug is, it helps with core. So our core is a stabilizing feature for everything that we do. You should not just think about core when you're working on abs, quote unquote. Your core should be engaged when you pick up your kids, when you put your kids down, when you push something over your head, when you sit on the toilet. Like the core, it's called the core because everything else
branches off
from it. Yeah. And so as moms, if you carried your child, your core separated along the way. And there is a term, diastasis recti, that you might have heard. where there's actually a separation in those abs for a period of time after. Those abs are supposed to come back together completely, so there's not a gap. Sometimes they don't. And a dead bug is a really great way to help that. If you think about laying flat on your back, and you put and then end up with hands up and legs up so that you look like a dead bug. Hence the name, right?
Is that why it's called that?
I like to bend my knees so I have like a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
And then you just extend opposite arm and leg. So, which helps with your brain functionality.
Coordination. Yes. Yes.
My left arm would go back. My right knee would go back. The trick is you got to keep your lower back on the ground. So if you let that lower back come up, you're not utilizing your core. You've gotten into other muscle groups. So what I'll do is I'll get in let me see if you can see some knees here. That's a little weird picture. My dead bug.
Probably not the best way to shoot that example. You'll have examples of these.
I'll put it in
the chat
comments. But I wanted to see how it would look. It didn't.
Yeah, it didn't work out. It did.
Take a deep breath and exhale and push your lower abs, the back, where you're like basically your butt crack is. Push that into the ground and maintain that as you go opposite arm and leg. They go out, they come back up. Change. They go out, they come back up. You do like 20 reps of that, 10 aside, it's gonna get some great work done.
Absolutely.
And that itself, as long as you don't find yourself coning, and how you'll know if you're coning is it looks like a little peak, right? Where the center of your abs are, they kind of go from flat to ooh. And if you have that peak in there, back off. Okay. Because it's not what we want. We want them to be as flat as possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. I'm 18 months postpartum. One of the things my chiropractor said to me, Dr. Brian Harris, shout out, he does amazing with pregnant and postpartum women, is that I'll be postpartum the rest of my life. I hate that fact. I hate that fact. But it's true.
Baby. Yes, it is.
My body will never not have gone through pregnancy, labor, and delivery. But I still do dead bugs all the time because they're such a great way to fully activate my core before I do any kind of strength work. And if you do them right, they can be challenging for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
And with this, guys, if you're like, how much do I do? How long do I do? Start with easy Tabata style. You might be surprised. And what that looks like is for 4 minutes, do each thing 20 seconds, take a 10-second rest. 20 seconds, 10-second rest. Do that. It's a 4-minute, right? So if you go air squats, Tabata, then later in the day, you go table pull-up Tabata. Then later in the day, you go burpee Tabata. Then later in the day, you go plank Tabata. Later in the day, you go dead bug. You've got a 20-minute workout in 5 segments. That's a full workout.
Absolutely.
And I bet you can find 4 minutes here, 4 minutes there. Tabata will.
Yes.
Tabata will kick your butt. So that's all I have. Those are my recommendations. Aline, anything else to add in?
No, I think you provided a ton of helpful information today.
Before we close, I just want to make sure, we don't have any questions, but that's about it. Well, I think those are all really good. They're all functional. They can all be used. You can add to them to make them more challenging. You put a toddler on your back for your plank. Not a weighted plank.
I'm not putting my 13-year-old on my back. She's tall.
You know what? I think you should, and just let us know how that works. No?
Okay. Well,
real strength building.
Yeah. Well, she's at her dad's this weekend, so darn. No.
Monday, I'm going to do with you.
Killing me small.
I'm going to say, did you do your weighted plank? Your 130-pound weighted plank?
Wow, that's aggressive. I think she weighs like 150. She's taller than me.
She is like a woman. She's like a grown woman.
She's a grown woman.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you for your time. Feel free to email me, Shannon at truecorecoaching.com. If you have any questions, you can message me on the Book of Face as well. Shannon Logan, happy to help. Aline, where can people find you?
Aline Wetzel, also on the Book of Faces, and Aline at truecorecoaching.com.
Great. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Take care. Thanks so much for joining us today. Interested in learning more? Join our free Facebook group, Annapolis Health, Fitness, Nutrition, and Mindset, where we give out resources every week and even have live trainings on helping you live your best life. Hope to see you there.